Greta definitely loved, you know, a lot of Technicolor musicals were a reference for this film, but also a lot of just old movies were a reference to this film, and they had this kind of, I mean, they're also shooting on different kind of film stock, of course that helps, but this like full coverage but creaminess to their makeup. It was just a different kind of look, I guess, for what's popular right now, but very, very beautiful, especially on screen. Our kind of like foundation to build off was the Mattel line. And so when it comes to costumes, the idea that you get a Barbie in a pack and you get all the accessories and all the matching like pieces of the outfit that go together, or in some cases that can be converted from day to night. You know, we'd take that idea and run with it, where Jacqueline would create like a perfect day look, but then when Barbie goes to the beach, it's the same material but a different outfit. And her hair could change impossibly from, you know, minute to minute. She can go to the beach with a long ponytail and then have hair up to here for lunchtime and then have it curly by dinner. And that was just kind of like the magic of Barbie Land, is that her hair could change with her outfits. There was like a really nice harmony between all the different elements involved. You know, we have the, you know, Mattel line to pull from inspiration-wise. We've got all the usual places you'd look for inspiration. And I don't mean just for costumes or hair and makeup, but for the set design too. It's, you know, Sarah Greenwood, our incredible production designer, looking at Slim Aaron's pictures and the houses in them and how people would kind of like have this, like, you know, effortless but luxurious vibe felt right for Barbie Land. Or, you know, in Slim Aaron's pictures, you got all these women in bikinis, but they never look self-conscious because there's lots of women together. There was something like empowering about, you know, we talk a lot about what struck us as feeling empowering and freeing and fun, because no one's meant to feel self-conscious in Barbie Land. Until Barbie starts having an existential crisis. But before that, you know, it would never occur to her that being in a bikini could be embarrassing. It's like, she feels great, they all feel great, every day is great. So we talk a lot about what we're trying to say in the script, pulling from references that you do on any film when you look to artists from the past and different source material, films, film references, photography, whatever, real life. And then also, of course, the Mattel line. You know, we had 64 years of history to look at, and that was always a fun touchstone too, to be like, okay, here's this Barbie. She's wearing like this gold disco outfit. So what if we did our version of that? Some outfits we obviously replicated extremely accurately, and some were very much inspired by, but, you know, embellished or transformed in different ways. So yeah, there was just so much. There's obviously so many different directions we could go, but it was always nice to like come back to the touchstones that resonated most with the thematics in the script and make sure we're kind of on track that way. You know, in the instances where we were just seeing tons and tons of tape, being like, okay, who could be right? Who could be right? Sharon Rooney and Hari, they were the first two Barbies, I think, that we were like, they're perfect. Hari's tape was so funny. She just had the rhythm down. She had that quick wit. It was so funny. I'd actually been a fan of Hari Neff's for years, ever since Assassination Nation, actually. It's a film she did years ago with Sam Levinson. So I'd been kind of tracking her career for a while, and when her tape came in, I was like, oh, I hope it's good. And it was amazing. And Sharon as well just immediately had the perfect vibe, Barbie Sharon. And she's just like got this gorgeous skin and is beautiful, of course, and she's just funny, so funny, but very, very kind at the same time. We didn't want humor that felt mean-spirited. It always had to have like an energy and a rhythm to it and be quick-witted, but never cynical or mean. No one in Barbie Land should ever have cynicism kind of seeping into what they're saying or how they're doing it. And Alex, Barbie Alex, again, her tape was just so good. She had that like sweet thing that even on a laptop screen, you could kind of feel this energy. It was amazing. And then Barbie Anna is actually a good friend of Greta's, and she was like, I've got a friend who would be perfect Barbie energy, and she's Auntie Anna, as we call her. She's just hilarious and the best. What Mark Ronson has done with the music in this film is unbelievable. Music's always that really fun thing that usually it's kind of like icing the cake. You make the cake and then at the end you're like, oh, it gets even better when we ice it. But that doesn't even begin to cover what Mark Ronson's done. And he didn't come at the end to ice the cake. He's been a part of the process from the beginning. And it's so important. That's made the biggest difference, is having the music kind of grow and evolve whilst the film grew and evolved. And he's pulled in obviously the most incredible artists who, I don't know, he kind of developed this signature thing where the music is responding to what's happening on screen. I mean, there's like this hilarious song at the beginning when Barbie's going through her perfect day and then her bad day, and Lizzo's lyrics are very much reflecting what you're seeing on screen, and it's just this added layer of comedy, and this extra conversation that's happening with the audience that's so funny, and it's an incredibly catchy, amazing song. You know, the Billie Eilish song at the end of the movie, it made me cry the very first time I heard it. I still cry. I just watched a video of the orchestra, an actual orchestra playing the score, which makes me happy that that still happens in movies. You know, a real whole orchestra gets together and plays a movie score, and they record it and they put it in. Not everything's done on computers. But to hear Billie Eilish's song played by an orchestra, and half the orchestra turned up wearing pink and no one even told them to, they just did it because they wanted to, that made me cry as well. Yeah, there's been a lot of emotional moments on this movie, unexpectedly emotional moments. But the music and what Mark Ronson's done, absolutely incredible. And Dua, of course. Dua Lipa is our mermaid Barbie and is just the coolest. And I've loved her for so many years as well. And just, again, like, that was the dream to get her in there. And she said yes. And then she did a song and we did it for the whole dance, the block party. And it's just, the soundtrack's killer. Absolutely killer on this. There's so many artists I can't even begin to go through everyone, but it's killer.